everybody. It's been a while. Bringing the energy. No mic. Sorry. The mic is somewhere in Canada. Unfortunately, thank you for your guys' patience because I was in Canada for the last month, and then like the day I left. Whoa, you got an Apple Watch?
No, it's a fake Apple Watch.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had to exchange with one of my friends because he wanted that watch that I got. He's like, "Bro, can you take this?" I was like,
Is it good?
It works.
But
I
does it
think
connect to your phone?
it connects.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not really like the real series
Well, what
I
happens when you
watch.
touch it?
Well, it's no, well, there. So like it has like all the features of it, but it's not the real one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, plays the game pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
So anyways, we left like a month ago for holidays, and so usually we do this like every week, so or twice a week, right?
Yeah.
Mondays and Fridays, and so this is our segment called On the Mat, and so we just talk about what's going on in Fiji, what's going on in the world, what is going on in our lives. So for anybody who's interested in jumping on and like putting comments and just having a good chat, like us, me and you guys, it's pretty fun. And so I actually enjoy these times a lot. We usually have a few like dedicated people who ask like really good questions, and it's a fun way to like engage with you guys, other than like just posting stuff and then just having comments. So it's kind of fun to do this live. And so anyways, yeah, we went to Canada, and then I got really sick. Well, not really sick. Yeah, me and Stephanie were both really sick on the way to Canada, and then I lost my voice the day I got to Canada. So we landed on Saturday night, and then on Sunday I lost my voice completely, and then I didn't get back until about a week ago. So yeah, I wasn't able to do any. I wasn't talking at all. You guys saw some of my posts that I made. It was like I could talk for like a little bit, and then I'd lose my voice again, and so I just had to like, I guess, take a break. So I don't know.
Was it a good break?
It was a good break. It was, I think, too short, maybe. It's weird. So, like, to be honest with everybody, is anybody on right now?
Yeah, Jess is on.
Okay.
Saying hi from all the way from Budapest.
Crazy. Wow. Wow. That's different.
Yeah.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Just us and Jess?
Yeah. Guess this has always been us.
All right, signing off. No, just kidding. No, so it was like. Sorry, I'm just checking all the comments from if anybody had any questions for us today. It was kind of.
It was good catching up with family.
Yeah, and then coming back was a bit. I don't know, not the funnest, and I think it's because I came back by myself.
Yeah.
Like not with the kids. So, yeah, I am here. It's weird because I left like feeling like full of purpose and like pumped about Fiji and everything that we're doing, and then got to Canada and I was like, God, like I don't miss this place at all. Like the grind, just like the rat race. And then I think about, I think like I visited my grandma and she's getting pretty old, and so that was like a little bit. It was hard. She was really sad when I left, so that was hard to leave. Yeah, because she was so sad. And then like coming back, I don't know. I felt like I feel almost like a bit lost or something. Yeah, it's a weird feeling. I think I just need to. I think I'm probably just in a funk, so just gotta get out of it. Put some comments here. sec, everybody. Tui, what's going on in the world news?
Well, for the past week, there's just been like the biggest news that's going on right now is the big fire that happened back in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you
That's
saw
like,
that?
they said it's like the deadliest fire in the
Yeah.
history of
It's
the U.S.
crazy
I think.
in
Or,
Maui, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's during sort of like a hurricane that they have there that it just sort of became a wildfire. It kind of like helped, spread the
Whoa.
fire.
Yeah, like
And
people
there's
didn't
been
even
like
have.
conspiracy going on, like they can't believe that it's just like a wildfire, like it just started off like that. Some people think that there's something behind the motivation of it, or like causing this, what caused this wildfire. People have been talking about all this conspiracy, and like there's a lot
Huh.
like what to believe and what not to believe. Well, like so far, like the death toll is 80 something and still counting.
Really?
Mm.
Oh yeah. Death toll's now at 89.
Mm.
Holy smokes. Lahaina? Okay. Oh yeah, like it destroyed most of that town.
Mm.
The cost to rebuild Lahaina was estimated at 5.5 billion,
Mm.
according to the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Whoa.
Okay, there's a comment from Krites Dylan. They signed a deal a couple months ago. It's not conspiracy. That if the land is useless, they take your land. Hmm? Yeah, something like that. So Canada has signed the same deal.
Oh,
I know, Krites, could you like
expand.
expand on what
Yeah,
this
maybe a bit
deal
more
is?
detail. Like, so maybe government signed or passed a bill maybe that
Mm.
like said like any like useless. I don't know how you even say classify useless.
Mm.
So like useless land can be like made into crown land, like the
So the
government can
government
take
will
back.
take it.
Like,
Oh.
but I don't understand how what is the law word for useless? Like like I mean like how do you classify useless?
Mm.
Man, after the pandemic though, it's like everything's a conspiracy. I don't believe anything anymore. Do you notice that? Are you
Yeah,
more
like
prone to like be like, eh,
yeah, yeah. It's like after all that, I kind of like I don't
like
know, put on a guard on
yeah,
like
like
okay.
everything just seems to be like an argument of like, what's your source? Well, CNN. Oh well, or what's
Mm.
your source? Oh, Fox News. Oh, or like
Mm.
Reuters, or like Al Jazeera or Vice. Like it feels like you can't. It's just like there's no really way to win, and there's no way to know who's like an actually honest like who's actually doing honest journalism.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and so it makes it hard to know what to believe
What to
anymore,
believe?
I guess.
True.
Yeah,
Mm.
because it's like if me and you have a disagreement, I'd be like, well, where'd you read that?
Mm.
And you're like, well, where'd you read it?
Mm.
So I guess it really turns. I guess it turns the onus on like us, like probably to not. I don't know. I just find that like I don't care as much anymore about the news,
Mm.
and because I don't trust anything, I feel like almost everything's like politicized, whether it's on the right or the left.
Mm.
And like it makes you just it makes you feel like you can only really have opinion about like the things that you actually experience.
Experiencing.
Yeah, like I mean, you know what I mean? Like I don't really know. I can't talk about like say certain business situations in America or something
Mm.
because like I don't know what to believe. And so,
Mm.
but in Fiji, I can only talk about, and even in Fiji, I can only talk about the things that
That you've
we've
experienced.
experienced inside
Yeah.
the business world, not about like what's on the news.
Mm.
Because like I know like certain news agencies are like funded by the government. Like one of the news agencies is owned by the government.
The one here in Fiji?
Yeah.
Yeah, FBC.
FBC.
Mm.
Yeah, and so like I mean like this news report is from FBC, and so they're quoting the Reuters here, and that's where I've always got a lot of my news is actually from FBC.
Mm.
But it's hard to know, like, I don't know,
What is
like,
true and what?
even if they're, it's not even about like what necessarily report. It's probably also about like what you don't report on, or like what you choose.
Feel
not to
like
talk
it's
about.
just on the surface and like
Yeah,
what works for them.
yeah, exactly. Because like
Mm.
I mean, how if one of your major investors is a person that would be negatively affected by like a news article, then you're probably not going to post it, or you're not going to like, right?
Mm.
Oh, I don't know. Like that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it wouldn't make sense for me to go out and be like, "Oh, tractors suck,"
Yeah.
and then be like, "Hey, like let's keep working together."
True.
Well, like honestly,
True.
right? I mean,
True.
like, it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. I just so that's what I mean. Like I can only like talk about the things that like I've actually experienced because who knows? Maybe there was actually no fires in Hawaii. Like that's about all that like you can say is that like yes, that thing did happen.
Yeah.
The pandemic happened.
Yeah.
But like beyond that, it's hard to like, I don't know.
What to believe?
Yeah, like I don't know what to believe because it's like very credible people on either side that have very different opinions, you know. And so, I'm an idiot.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm an idiot every time.
Normally, does she like Budapest? Hey, Jess, do you like Budapest better than Senganga?
No way.
Normally,
Not a
yeah.
chance. Can you imagine? She's like, "No, I don't. What else we got here? Oh, a video.
Night. We've been pulling people out since last night.
Oh, come on.
Water floating and on the seawall. He's been sitting there since last night. We've been pulling people out since last night. Trying to save people's lives. And I feel like we're not getting the help we need. This is a nationwide issue at this point. Yeah, we need help. A lot of help. We gotta get people down here.
Catastrophic and unprecedented wildfires, as Victor said, have killed at least 36 people. That death toll is in Maui, and it soared overnight. Bodies were found in the ruins. Take a look at what's left of Lahaina. It's a historic town of...
Yeah, that's nuts. Some of the pictures like going on like Instagram and stuff make
Yeah.
it look like
It's crazy.
like the apocalypse. Like it's like smoking and the trees are all like just like smoking and there's just black everywhere and like all the cars like parked on the road. And
Yeah.
everything. Whoa. But like the wind was so strong. Eh?
Yeah. It was during like a hurricane that happened, and it
So,
just
like,
sort of helped.
hurricane is usually accompanied by rain.
Yeah, but there was just wind.
That's crazy. Imagine that, eh?
Yeah.
Like a dry hurricane with like fires.
Yeah.
That could happen in Fiji.
Yeah.
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 Like if like with so many fires, there's people just burn, right?
Yeah.
If you got the right situation.
Yeah.
Had like a man. Oh yeah, I saw this that Zuckerberg said he's basically moving on.
Hmm.
Oh, but he hasn't heard back. Yeah, okay, so this news article is about like how he suggests they were apparently going to fight. But then Elon Musk did a weird thing because like Dana White, who's the promoter and the main guy, the voice, the face, one of the owners, what did he sell? He sold his ownership stake to WMG. Don't ask me why I know about this. He offered to him and Mark Zuckerberg, who's the owner of Meta, like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp.
Yeah.
He offered to like promote the fight and host it. And like the UFC has probably the best in like the martial arts or like MMA and boxing. Probably have the best like production quality like when it comes to like just like what happened. Like we all like watch a fight.
Yeah.
But like what happens in between the fights? How did they put on the cards? Like say with boxing, like. We'll talk about the Anthony Joshua fight coming up here, but it's like you have no idea who fought on that undercard, like at all. But like if you're like a casual like UFC or MMA fan, like you're usually excited about like a few of the fights in the undercard. Whereas like with boxing, like they don't promote. They're terrible at promoting. Like
Hmm.
you don't care about anybody who's fighting other than like Anthony Joshua, um, like Tyson Fury,
Hmm.
like just like the big names,
Yeah.
and like that's all. Like that's why Floyd Mayweather did such a good job, right?
Yeah.
But he would
Definitely,
stack
man.
and like, but he had Mayweather promotions, and then he would stack his undercard with
Hmm.
like Tank Davis and all these guys,
Hmm.
right? Who are
Hmm.
like a big deal
Hmm.
now. But yeah, so I digress. And so, but then Elon Musk said that he wanted to fight in like the Coliseum
Yeah.
and do it like on his own, or
Yeah.
like on their own accord without the assistance of like any promoters.
Hmm.
And at that point, it's like, what are we watching here? Like, it's gonna be a gong show. Like, you have like two nerds,
But I
like
feel
rich
like
nerds.
Zuckerberg will beat the crap
Yeah, he
out of
would have
Musk.
probably. I mean, like, I'm a
I mean,
dig-
I'm team Elon, but yeah, I'm team
Oh yeah, for
Elon
sure,
all
for
the
sure.
way.
Yeah,
But
like
Zuckerberg's been training
yeah, he's been
like
doing lots of training, but
yeah.
he's still like he'd be nothing. It'd be like me going to fight in the UFC. Like he still said he's. So today I saw him say he's moving on. He's kind of over it, and he's just gonna pursue a fight with like somebody who really wants to actually fight. And like
Mm,
we're nobodies compared to like professional athletes.
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter who. Like there's just not enough time in the day to catch up
Mm,
to like guys who've been doing it since they're like 4 years old,
yeah.
5 years
Yeah.
old, right? I mean,
Mm.
but I'm a degenerate. I would still watch them fight. Like I don't like I would still.
Yeah. But talk about what happened during the last month, the change of the logo
Oh,
on
with
Twitter.
X.
Yeah. What do you think of the new logo though?
Oh, so this is so part of this news news article is like him mocking X.
Mocking X. Yeah.
Um. Okay.
There's an audio for that, and you can just like play it on.
Zuckerberg continued the Silicon Valley-based trash talk by responding to a follower who asked if the decision to stream on X had been mutually agreed in writing. More like funding secured. This is a reference to a claim that Musk made in 2018 about taking Tesla private, which saw him fined $20 million by U.S. regulators. Interesting. So Sunday morning, that's like, when is this? Last week?
Yeah. This
Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week, yeah, because Musk said that all the like proceeds would be going to
Mm.
charities.
Twitter says Elon will pull out robot moves.
What's that?
Elon will pull out robot moves.
Robot moves? Yeah, exactly.
Just the other voice. Elon and Zuckerberg versus Jake Paul. Two
Two versus
versus one in the octagon.
Oh, in the
Normally.
in the octagon. Okay, in the boxing ring, he would Jake Paul would have a better chance. But I you know what? Actually, probably, you know, it might be an okay fight. Would be just a straight up jiu-jitsu rolling, like just a jiu-jitsu match between Jake Paul
Yeah.
and Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh.
Because that's what Mark Zuckerberg's been trading in for a long time, and Jake Paul doesn't do MMA. Like if Jake Paul faced Zuckerberg in boxing, like,
Yeah.
he'd destroy him.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
Jake
yeah.
Paul's been pretty dedicated to the sport. Like he's 8 fights in, and he's beat like some decent guys from MMA. So that would be a good fight actually. Jake Paul, jiu-jitsu versus Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. And then I'd rather see Elon Musk versus Bill Gates. I think that would be more competitive.
Dude, that's yeah, because they're in that
Yeah.
age category,
They're
right?
Same,
Yeah,
like, similar
yeah,
age categories,
yeah.
like similar like build,
yeah.
and like probably similar experience. I don't know. You know? Or maybe like Trump Gates.
Oh, Trump again? hey, don't go after my Trump, man. Oh, man. Oh, Pinkfish replied, Budapest has some beautiful architecture, but Sengaga is the people I love to be around. Miss being in Fiji. I'm enjoying family time. Yeah. Hey, sir.
Maybe you should come back one day. It was good. It was good. It was nice having her here. Actually,
Yeah.
it was. It was weird because she came and then we left.
Mm.
It was like,
Yeah.
so this is Pinkfish. So,
But we had fun. We had fun.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Tried to accompany her
yeah. That was
around
good. Thank you for
with the
doing that.
boys and Josh and Tia. Yeah. The last week we went out to the waterfalls.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures of that.
Yeah, and that was in
Was it fun?
Savu. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh,
It was
oh, it wasn't
raining.
the waterfalls where you live in Bua?
No, no.
Oh,
Yeah, we went to Savu, the one
oh,
in Vuandomo. I forgot the name of that place. But yeah, it was raining. Yeah, I didn't like it because it was raining,
oh.
but it was Jess's last day, so we
Shoot.
thought, all right,
Do
let's
something?
we got to do something. So we went there and we finished up at the hot spring
Oh,
in
nice,
Nambalimbali there.
nice.
I took her there.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so good.
Was it warm?
It was warm. Yeah.
And Josh and Tia were there.
Yeah. It was
Nice.
their first time. They were
Oh.
like, yeah, come. But it was our second time with Jess. We went the
Okay.
first time, and the second time we took like Josh, Tia, and Sam.
Nice.
It was so fun.
What did Sam think?
He loved it. He
Yeah?
loved it. Yeah. He said it's gonna be. Oh, he's going there next week. So this week he's going there this week.
Is he there right now?
No,
Oh.
in the weekend.
Oh,
So
okay,
he's like,
okay.
I'm gonna go back there. I was like, yeah,
Stop
you
back?
should. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Liaison officers to address challenges of labor migration. Oh, this is going to be good. So this is interesting. Like, there's this something that is potentially negative for the government, but FBC is publishing it. So let's hear what they have to say. Fiji is looking to establish liaison officers in New Zealand and Australia to cater to Fijians working under the Pacific Labor Scheme. Coalition government says these officers will help address challenges of mass labor migration, amongst others, under the scheme. Minister of Finance Biman Prasad says labor migration is bringing in billions of dollars to Fiji. Prasad adds the government is working on a strategy that will not endanger the 1.3 billion revenue from remittance protected for this year. So it is an issue because the government in Fiji's case, we're looking at appointing. These challenges, he says, these challenges provide an opportunity for governments to review technical and vocational programs and amend domestic immigration systems. Prasad adds, this is why they're pushing for visa-free travel in the Pacific that will collectively address the challenges of mass labor migration in Fiji and the region. So, okay, so yeah, so this is where as a business person, most people in the business community are frustrated because all the skilled laborers are leaving. They're coming. So FBC is writing an article about like how positive the labor migration is and how they're looking to establish liaison officers to liaise on behalf of the workers, I guess. Like they would assist people like Fijians who live overseas and pick fruit or work in butcheries.
yeah.
So this is the problem, I guess. And like I don't know, I'm a freaking idiot, right? Who's online right now? Is there?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of people.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the biggest idiot you guys ever met. Okay, I shouldn't even be doing that. I shouldn't even be talking about this right now. But like, I feel like a basic knowledge that we should have about inflation is that like, you can't to fight inflation. We can't simply create more money, right? Because it eventually, like the printing of money, that's what happened in Canada. Like they just printed more money during COVID, and then your dollar's just worth less because you just have so much of it. So like something being scarce makes it actually worth more, right? I mean, think of like a rare watch or like an exotic car, right? Or a beautiful woman. I'm just kidding. No, but so like for I don't know, we always seem to like get political. But okay, for Biman Prasad to say that like just money coming into Fiji is just a great thing. Like okay, put it this way, like the best way to fight inflation is not to just create more money, is to create more of what money buys.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, like creating industry, helping people start businesses easier in Fiji. Like all this money can be pumped into Fiji, but it will go away just as fast as it comes in.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens with money; it just comes and goes. But economy is built on businesses, right?
Businesses, new opportunities.
The opportunities and the the ability to make money circulate within a country. Because like if there's no businesses, like the money will just come and
True.
it'll just go away, right?
Go away. Yeah.
So for us to, I don't know, I just feel like
Exactly.
that's
You're on
probably
the point.
the best way. And like all around the world, the way to fight inflation is to create more of what money buys,
What
not
money
just
buys.
create more money.
Facts.
So, facts. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Randy. I'm just totally wrong.
Okay, a lot of comments here. Yeah. To fight inflation, Fiji needs to do their best to start producing more in Fiji rather than import, which gets me excited. Means a lot of opportunities for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Printing money will make inflation worse. You need more businesses and assets to create it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because like it's the same with like like personal income or wealth. Like there's a difference between income and wealth. So like people who have like I can be making 10 grand a month, right? That's like I say 10 grand a month because that's like the new like you are you're like middle class, upper middle class in Canada now if you're making 10 grand a month. Just crazy. So like
Is that middle class?
yeah, that'd be upper middle class. Yeah.
Oh,
Would
okay.
be 10 grand a month. Probably middle. Yeah, probably like not upper middle, like probably more towards the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not right now. Nah, upper middle. But like rich people are like if you're rich, you'd be making 20, 25 grand a month. Probably, Canadian. And so where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so like I can be making 10 grand a month and then but if that income stops and I just spend my money I'm not on stupid things, not drinking and partying and all this stuff, but like if I just spend it on like cars and vacations, like I'll have nothing. But
Yeah.
so when I say there's a difference between income and wealth, it's like so if you take that money and then you say buy real estate or buy like an asset like whoever said
Yeah.
that,
Good as.
okay, yeah, that holds value. Like that's why assets and like for a country businesses and investment opportunities like raise your value because like we can have all this money just coming in from overseas, send our people overseas, but like we're sending away like we're giving away our wealth, like our assets, our
assets.
people's
True.
physical bodies
Yeah.
and knowledge
Yeah.
and like their experience with this culture, and then we're just like pumping money back in.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a difference between income and wealth, and I feel like it stands true for countries as well. And I just the impact for Canada is or for Fiji is significant because it's such a small country, right?
Yeah.
Like I was sitting, it was crazy, man. I was sitting in like the international departures yesterday after I arrived, and yeah, it was just like man, it's just like all these like people. You could tell like first time flying kind of people, right?
Yeah.
Just like going to New Zealand, going to Australia. It's like whoa. Not hundreds, but like probably a couple dozen of them. And I was like, I was just in a couple hours sitting there. Like,
Just watching
wow.
them.
Yeah. It's like, all right. You see them like come there with like their fresh new backpack leaves.
Bullet shed.
Bullshit. And like, yeah, it's just like you can tell it's like, okay. First time going overseas.
I gotta get them lighter.
Dude,
Yeah.
first mosquito bite in like a month. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Mosquito. He deemed me worthy to take my blood. Vermin. Think about that last piece of the conversation. Let me know if you guys have questions. Let me answer from Instagram right now. Oh, right. how much did you and Steph invest into starting up the coffee shop? Well, like, the coffee shop wasn't the original plan with that space. We are still going to be doing the other business. We're just going to be doing it in Suva because if that's where the population is. That's where most of you guys are. And yeah, I think it would just be fun to do something where all the fun is, all the people are. Obviously, that comes with its own like logistical struggles, but also with like less logistical struggles. Like once the business up and running, I'm saying like we live here, so we have to like find a place to rent, and adjust our lives. Like the boys go to school here, so it'll probably be like one of like a fourth and stuff. But like once the business is set up, like all the supplies are already in VT level, and so we don't have to like wait for stuff to come to Vano level and deal with all that. So the cost, if I include the renovation, we're probably looking at like 20 to 30 grand invested in like that small coffee shop. So really not that much. And the point was not like our slogan is like it's not fancy, it's fresh, and like we really mean that because like it's not like there are fancier, much fancier coffee shops in Fiji, but we just want to focus on like service with a smile and efficient, and we think the space is nice enough, like it's good, but like nothing's really that fancy. Like our furniture is all from Rupsig Bear. Like I know like some guys buy it from like hotel supplies and like really expensive stuff, but we would rather invest in our staff and stuff like that, just so that the business can be around for a long time, and we just don't have like millions of dollars to throw at a business. So yeah.
Yeah, question here.
Yeah.
Boleh. Or from Sulita. Dr. Sulita from Tavudi.
You know this person?
Yeah, I know. Boleh, any plans on branching out to Tavuni? There's whispers of Grace Road purchasing land in Tavuni, and farmers are concerned. You didn't hear it. You didn't hear this from me. Wow, Grace Road.
Man, you guys are. I love you guys, but you guys really set me up. Just getting roasted. Grace Road is an interesting conundrum. Because I think we're all aware. If you're not, just go on YouTube and search Grace Road, ABC News Australia. Just watch that. But it's hard to compete with a business that doesn't have to pay their employees. Like so.
Yeah.
Again, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, go watch the special that ABC News Australia did on YouTube. And so I think it's hard to compete with any business that can afford to run in the black for a long time. Like, trust me, like Grace Road has access to money that we don't have access to, and they're not positive. Like, they're not cash positive. There's no way. Like, they have locations in crazy places that aren't that busy sometimes, and I think the only way they're able to do that is because they don't have to pay their employees. So,
Yeah.
or at least all of their Korean employees.
Yep.
So as far as I know, like the local employees are paid. But
Yeah.
just go watch the documentary, so I don't have to say anything else.
We're branching out in Tavuni.
Yeah, so I think people are worried because, like, how do you stop a mammoth company like that that isn't playing by the same rules that everybody else has to play by, right? And so it makes me wonder, like, how are we not doing anything about them? Because they will suffocate and take away a lot of opportunity from people who have to play the game by the rules. So it's unfair, is what it is at the end of the day. They make really good food. They make really good coffee. I've been there before. Don't like it, but I think it's just really hard for people to argue with
Yeah.
like their product because they
Yeah.
have really good product.
Good product.
And so I don't know how we are not addressing this as as a country, but it's a problem that needs to be addressed because it just wouldn't make sense. Like if one team in rugby could wear pads and could high tackle, and the other team couldn't,
Good.
and you know, we were both fighting for like a championship spot, so you're both the two best teams, and like you don't play by the same rules. It's you know,
Yeah.
it's hard.
Exactly.
So, and I don't know where they get the money from, but yeah, like unless they have crazy investors overseas, who are able to get their cash into the country, and they don't actually owe any money.
Any
right?
money, true.
Yeah. So because they're a very similar company to like say McDonald's. So when people look at McDonald's, they think, oh, it's like a fast food restaurant or like a burger joint. But like what McDonald's actually is a real estate investment company because McDonald's owns all of the land where every single McDonald's is. They don't rent, they buy. And so that's a company that has high wealth, has a lot of value because they don't just have like they're not just their value is not in like the customer list or their brand or the fact that people will just keep coming back because they have really good products. It's in the fact that they probably own $1 trillion worth of real estate across the world, right? And so it's the same thing with Grace Road. Like they have real estate in very, very desirable places. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't know, like Flagstaff, like all the mobile stations. You know, along Kings Road or
Queen.
Wailaloa. You know, like very
Navua.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's a company that is like has like a very long term focus, and I think they're very smart. And so they're just not playing by the same rules as us, and it's very dangerous because they're not just in the business of getting business; they're in the real estate business too, and like it's pretty evident.
Yeah.
Like they have huge lots, they have huge buildings wherever they are, you know, and it's like, how do you guys have this much space? Like, how do you guys afford this much real estate? You
True.
know? And this many people work there, but it's because like they don't have to pay a lot of people. And, like for us, like our payroll is like the highest. It's the biggest chunk of the expenses is payroll, right? And so, if you didn't have that, sheesh. Imagine having a company that was run and you only paid like 20% of people. It'd be pretty sick. That'd be a dream come true. What do you guys think? Do you have any questions or anything? Or are people pretty quiet?
Just listening. Staff's like, oh, Jess, like, your staff are amazing. Great, friendly customer service.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, like, I mean, like half of our, like, not half, like our mission is to create employment opportunities. And so that is what we want to do. And like, I don't care what we do as long as it makes money and employs people. And so if it doesn't do one of those things, like eventually it will have to not exist anymore. And that's okay because like business is like fresh tea and coffee might not make it. You know, like it could not make it, but that's not going to be a failure. That's just going to be a lesson, you know, that we're going to take into the next thing. I'm just saying, like any business, it doesn't matter. McDonald's, like Silicon Valley Bank just went under. Like there's huge businesses with much more money than ours that go under all the time, you know. And so it's like, okay, well, how are you gonna look at that situation? But for us, like, it has to employ people and it has to make money because otherwise it won't exist if it doesn't make money, and it just doesn't achieve our mission if it's not employing people.
True.
And so, you know, we have like 200 acres worth of lease land right now, but we found that it was hard to. We need capital to go like large scale with farming. Like it's different if I'm just on the farm doing it myself. Oh, the mosquito made me itchy. I felt that for a long time.
Right? Oh,
No, it's good. I haven't had anything since then. But
they miss you.
huh?
They missed
He
you.
missed me.
Yeah.
He's, oh, he's dead now, I guess. I killed it. But yeah, it's hard to go large scale farming like if you don't have like a lot of like
Uh,
the capital, I guess. And so w- we are trying to kind of like go from the back end and start other businesses that can like fund that we can funnel that money into the agricultural side of things. What are you looking at?
Questions
Yeah.
from Tevita Nakulanikoro Bula.
Bula.
What is your advice to landowners in Fiji, taking into account that we don't have the capital to develop our resources? We have the resources.
Hmm. So like the craziest part and like it's hard to imagine, I know like even for me, but like the craziest thing is that like you actually have like the hardest thing to get. You have the land. And that's like what everybody's after. That's what Grace Road is after. That's what McDonald's is after. Like we were just talking about. Everybody is after land, and that's the one thing that you have. Like there is heaps of money out there that people are looking to invest and to give away. You just have to create an opportunity for people to want to give it to you. You know,
Mm.
and so like I mean, most huge companies are like started like the initial like fundraising. Uh, the initial fundraise is actually like family and friends, like for like big huge corporations. Like the CEOs and board of directors all go to family and friends. They give them a great first offer and like a really good deal on shares, and then they go to the public for people to like buy in. And so whether you approach family or friends, but you can't. You have to have some like proof that like you're going to be able to do something,
Yeah.
or that you're gonna, or that you can do something with the money.
Mm.
Okay, so here's a perfect example, right? Matt, Navitilehu, office boy, right? He has land, right? I have a tractor, so I guess you could call that capital, right? So me and my dad and the farm, like our company, has the tractor, and so he proved to me that like he can do it on a larger scale, right? And so then I'm like, okay, I'll do the tractor work, and then you do the other side of things. That's an investment of sorts. Like there's actually no money exchanging hands.
Yeah.
And in the end, we have an agreement for the amount that like you take and the
Splitting
amount
it.
that I keep, right? And like there's a perfect situation where somebody had
Land.
the land, right? And I had the thing, call it the money, and we joined together, right? So you will have to give something up to get
Something back.
yeah, to get something back. And so in this case, like Matt, I, you could see it in two different ways. Like Matt's giving up a lot, like he's giving up his time and his land,
Land.
right? And but to me, I feel like I'm also giving up an equal amount because I'm the one putting all the money in first. Like I'm
Yeah.
the one who spends all the money on the tractor, on the diesel, on the maintenance of the stuff, and then clearing the land. And I'm betting on him.
You're taking the risk.
Yeah, I feel like I'm taking the risk, but I'm willing to take the risk because he's proved to me that he can actually do it in the past, right? So, I guess if you want to attract investment dollars, like you just have to have proof that like you can actually do it.
Yeah.
Um, I haven't. That's I guess just like a really small example. I'm not saying like I'm an expert in it, but that's a big reason like why we do what we do with the social media stuff is to because our mission is to like create employment opportunities. We thought like, well, we don't have any things that provide those opportunities yet. So let's build a marketing company. This marketing company can start businesses, and the businesses like are the things that are going to employ the people. And the marketing side of the thing is going to be the thing that like attracts the investment dollars, right? And so you do have to put the work in to like show people that you know what you're talking about, and then also put the work in to like get the word out there that like you're actually looking for money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So does that answer the
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I got a comment from Kritesh. You know what is a massive roadblock in Fiji? I'm finding out right now. The slow snail pace, how paperwork goes for land transactions and investments. They take too long or keep your paper and ask for bribe. Fiji would do better if more investment came in faster, if they speed up the paperwork backlog. Honestly, it's like pulling teeth.
So who's asking again?
Kritesh Dewan.
Kritesh. So Kritesh, are you going through Investment Fiji? Do you mind answering me? Because if you are, I do have. Well, I have a guy who I met with who seemed like very driven, and like he would help me. Like he came out here and met with me, and I just had a good feeling about him. So if you're going through Investment Fiji, I might have a contact that I can give to you. But I totally agree. Like, if you go into the registrar's office, or at least years ago in Suva, and like, man, it was like off a movie. Like there was piles, like each desk, a pile, just in a U shape, so that like the person could work in the middle of the desk. And it was just files and paperwork. Like, they definitely, the registrar's office has cleaned up their act of it because they gone digital with Digital Fiji. But it's like it's a leadership thing, right? And I'm not saying like the president or prime minister or anything like that, but like it's like who is going to call people to action and who is going to lead by example in the office? Like, are you that person? Like if you're watching this and you work for somebody, like if you align yourself with the mission and vision of a company and you lead by example, you will see yourself move up in the company. And I feel like there's just people in maybe some of the government offices, they don't feel like there's those opportunities. And so there's nothing to like, why would I do like an extra 4 pieces of paperwork today when I don't have to? Because if I do them, because I actually only get punished when I do wrong, I don't get rewarded if I like go the extra mile. Right? And so like I think maybe just the culture maybe within like the government office workspace is probably not healthy. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm just saying like there has to be a reason for people to perform and want to outperform each other.
Yeah.
Because like you see that on Wall Street, like people will they work so hard, they work themselves to the bone without a purpose, but it's because if they don't, they get punished, and then what happens is they just burn out because they have no purpose. Because the only thing waiting for them is like a smack on the back of the head, you know?
Okay, hey bride. I'm from Canada and I'm trying to buy land and then literally giving them money and want to invest, but they simply drag their paperwork.
Right. Yeah, I get it. Because it was really brutal for us to like start and get, the companies registered and everything like that. I did go through a company called BDO to register like our PT Limited. So if you want those contacts, I can give them to you as well. But when it comes to the land side of things, like the TLTB is a whole another beast. And I actually don't have any good contacts in the TLTB. Despite getting 2 leases, I just feel like I feel very fortunate to have gotten. I have an uncle here who's been applying for like the last like 7-8 years, still hasn't gotten it. But like that's not the case for everybody. Some people do. But that is one office where I have heard, I've actually never been asked for a bribe, but it took us probably 2 or 3 years to get our lease, and I just didn't play the game. I also feel like because of like the way we positioned ourselves with the marketing, with like us being so public.
Yeah.
When I noticed like after a couple of years while I was walking in, because we'd always be doing videos, like the TLTB officers like all knew me, and they're like, Mr. Waka, like coming in, and then they would come when they come to do like an inspection or on the land. I'd be like taking the video camera around with them, right?
Right.
And like I really want to document this so that like other people can like see like what the process is like.
So
right?
you basically keep them up to their
Maybe,
toes.
yeah, maybe,
like,
like,
should
without
we
knowing
gotta
it,
do
right?
this right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. That's not the reason I was doing it, but it got to a point in some of the paperwork where it was like, okay, something's not making sense here. Like you say that I need to get like surveyor or something, or I need to pay some sort of fee. But like when I read the paperwork, like it's not on the list that like that fee is in there. And then I just didn't pay the fee. I didn't do the surveyor part. Oh no, surveyor was actually for the pine. It was the fee that was the weird part. Because there's like fee after fee, right? You
Yeah.
pay a fee, you get something done. You pay another fee, you get something done. And it's like, and then I just didn't. And then eventually I just kept going in to see this guy named Sanaila in the office in Mombasa. He was, I don't know if he's still there or not. But then eventually, like, it just happened one day. He's like, oh, your paperwork's here, it's ready. I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, no, that's what happened. That's actually what happened. We had the number for a very...
Somebody from the top.
We can call him the top.
Okay.
He's the, he was the top.
He was the top.
He was the, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we did make a phone. Yeah, we made a phone call.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what happened.
Oh, okay.
So, and we made a phone call
Okay.
to the top.
Right,
This
right.
is actually a funny story.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, you gave me in trouble, man. This guy gave me all the trouble.
Don't worry, because he's not on the top
He's not
anymore.
on the top anymore.
Yeah,
So we're good,
yeah.
right?
So we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
He's not.
Yeah, you're safe.
I mean, yeah. Just to be clear, like I was never on the bottom. He was on the top. I'm talking like on the country, like on with his role
Yeah,
within the country.
yeah, yeah. The roll, the roll.
His
Yeah,
role.
roll.
Yeah.
Oh, what roll? The top.
So, yeah. You guys are all getting me in trouble. So, we made a call, and then 2 days later, this is after 3 years, I got a call from a guy at the head office, or at the office here in Mombasa, and he was like, your paperwork's ready to go. Come sign the document. So I went in, and I signed, and it was done. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So why did it like prompt you guys to call the guy on the top?
Because it was we got, like, I'm recounting this now, like, now that we're, like, talking about it, I'm starting to remember it as we're talking about it, because it got to that stage where I was like, this is not making sense anymore. And so maybe I just don't have, like, a good bribery radar. I don't know. But, like, it got to the point where I was like, okay, am I just supposed to, like, pay somebody off here or something? But, like, I didn't want to do that because, like, eventually I feel like all of the corners we cut, that you cut, or if you're a business, not... Who's this? Who's asking the question?
Kritesh.
Yeah, Kritesh. Not you, but like people, if you're in business. Like I feel like with the way the government is in Fiji, like any corners I feel like we cut can come back to bite us in the butt eventually. So I just wanted to do everything on the up and up. And it got to a stage where I was like, the up and up is like really not working right now. And some of these things I'm being asked to pay for aren't in the book.
And aren't making sense.
They aren't making sense, yeah. And so we made the call, and then, yeah.
The top came to the bottom.
The top came down to the bottom. Yeah, exactly. Very cute. He helped us out. So I'll leave that there. But they do say Fiji is like, it's who you know. Like, they say it all the time. And I'm sick of that statement, actually.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I mean, how can we get things done unless... Well, you see, like, you are doing something, you know, black and white, right?
Yeah.
And then you see this person who just, like, you know, who you'll think, like, it'll take a longer process.
Yeah.
But then gets it instantly. And, like, how is this making sense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But he got through the back door, sort of way. It's an unfair thing.
Yeah, for sure it is. Yeah. It shouldn't be that way. It doesn't matter where you go in the world. Like, there's corruption in every... There's corruption all over the place, right? And so, like, this might not even be a thing that goes right to the top. Like, this could be a thing, like, within the offices, you know, in that one office.
Culture, yeah. There's a change in the culture in the offices, for sure.
Exactly. So, I'm not saying this is a problem because of leadership at the very, very top. I'm saying, like, this could be a problem, like, within the TLTB itself, or maybe just within the Mombasa office at that time. I don't know. But we ended up getting it, and it was strangely close to within 24 hours of when we made the big call. So I don't know. It's also like that saying that I hate, like, it's who you know. It's like, but also like, who knows you, right? Because like I don't know anybody, right? But lots of people know about us, and that also helps.
That's an advantage that we have, right?
Like, like, oh, I'm a big deal. Lots of people know about us. I'm just saying, like, just the approach that we've taken to doing business has, I think it's definitely helped us, you know, like the publicity. I'm not doing this because I want to be famous. I just feel like always, like, I was always most connected. I've told this story before, but like I was always most connected with like businesses or like athletes that I knew their story. And so like that's why I do this stuff, and that's why we do like all the posts and everything, is because like we want people to connect with our story, because we didn't come from anything. I don't have like a dad or grandfather's business, you know. I'm a first gen. I don't have even like a business mentor that I personally talk to all the time. Like I just go around and I make like judge, you know, I make decisions based on like my best what I my best deduction of the situation, and sometimes I make mistakes. But I felt like the best way to do that was to do it through social media in this day and age. And Gary Vaynerchuk would agree with me. I wish Gary Vaynerchuk was on this. But
Yeah.
anyways,
You got some questions there?
I do.
Yeah. Both on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh yeah, I didn't check the Facebook one. I'll check it out. Are you a rugby player before? And then it's an emoji with starry eyes. What is that? What is this emoji? Like I like what I see. Wow. Okay. Does that
My
be
own
weird?
will saying, wow.
Wow. Because your physique,
Your physique, man. Your
your
physique.
body, very tough. Your follower from Malaysia. Well, thank you. Yeah, I did used to, I played rugby for a long time, and I would still be playing rugby, but my wife made me choose business or rugby. So, rugby never paid the bills, and so it could have gotten to the point where it paid the bills, but
There's a risk there.
what?
I mean, in rugby, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
If you get injured.
yeah. That's the
That's
thing.
it.
It's like yeah, like you need a fallback, because like the
Sure.
average like contact sport athlete's career is like very, very, very short, like super short, like, and for people who make it to like the top of the game. And so we always think about like the LeBrons or like the Messis or like the Ronaldos or you know, like Richie McCaw. It's like no, those are your one in a million, those guys.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
like think of all the people that play sport, that's those guys. So I was like, I was always the fittest guy on the team. I was always like, I felt like the hardest or one of the hardest workers on the field. But I never really got like the most valuable player or, you know, so I was like, hey, let's be honest with like who you are. I got like offers from like national team and stuff in Canada, but to come and train. But I was like, really?
Yeah.
Let's be honest with this. Like, you have a better chance of like starting a business and like pursuing that than you do of like making it big. In sports. And so that was just my choice. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but anyways, I did play rugby, and I appreciate your comments on my physique. It's good.
Very strong.
Very tough. Yeah, tough skin.
Hey, tough way. Thick
My
skin
skin's
way.
pretty soft right now.
Yeah, your
Dude,
skin looks like a
shit.
baby.
Yeah.
You need grog in your skin.
What do you miss the most that you don't have or get in Fiji? You're probably not talking about this, but I think the thing that I miss the most, I was actually talking to you about this today, or yesterday, was like friends that I have history with, or like family members who are getting old. Yeah, it was like I said at the beginning, it's hard to like say goodbye to my grandma. And I think, like, I guess maybe some people look at us like, oh, we've made it. Like, we're rich. Like, we come from, well, number one, we don't come from money. And you guys don't know our financial situation. We're right now, like, by choice, like, because we're excited, because we've taken calculated risks, we're we're in probably the riskiest position financially that we've ever been. But it's not because I'm buying a like TV on payments or like a car or like, you know what I mean? Like these are all investments that we've made into our businesses and into our company and our brand that we feel like are going to pay off in the long run. And so, I mean, if you're an investor who's watching this, like that's what you want to see is people who are willing to put their own money on the line to like, you know, to bet on themselves.
Yeah.
Because like if you're not willing to bet on yourself, then why would somebody else bet on you, right? And so I feel like, you know, I left Fiji feeling like really, really good, but I came back feeling like really empty. And that might be related to like not having the kids or staff with me because, you know, it's coming back by myself.
True.
Oh, that's where I was going with that. It was like, you know, you guys might think we made it, but I don't feel like we made it. And we've been at this now for like, you know, the Waka family thing for 4 years. You know, 3 years, 3.5 years, something that we've been in Fiji now. And I'm just like, I really need to see like a big breakthrough.
Break.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's why I'm trying to surround myself with like people who I feel like can give us or can like help us get that big break, like Tui behind the camera or like Koroi on the farm. Like it takes, man, you gotta have the right people around you to like, who will, because nobody will ever care about our business the way that we care about it. Just like nobody cares about your life as much as you care about it. And so I feel like the best way to like help to get people to care is to like get them invested in the business and to like start businesses together. Because then you both have something on the line. You both have something to work for. And like if you like not like if you lose, like you both lose. Like but if you win, then you both win, right? And so I'm trying to like set it up so that like we can have like a big breakthrough soon. But I'm ranting, but that's I think probably the hardest part about coming back is like I don't feel like I'm coming back to like a lot of like excitement and well also like there's a lot of stuff that we have to do on the house and the compound you know around here that is not well I just expected like hey let's get back to work
Right.
I came back say okay all right I got some stuff to take care of around here so yeah I don't know maybe you guys can feel my down or something but yeah I think like when I got to Canada I was like I don't know like I don't miss this at all like the rat race and all that kind of stuff like I'm fine in Fiji and then when I left Canada I was like oh like okay
Yeah.
this is I guess back to reality right
True.
but that's what it is right like
Yeah.
this is our life that's not our life anymore right
Yeah.
like I don't have a house there you know I don't have vehicles there anymore like all of the toys that I used to have like this is our life and so I think whenever you come back from reality there's always a shock right I think like every time I mean on a personal note like I think every time we go we learn like how we would do it different next time because of COVID like we haven't been able to go back as much so we've only been back twice so last time we went in the winter and we had bought a car so actually I bought a yeah it sounds like overkill but it was actually a great investment so I bought this car for like maybe not a great investment I bought this Volkswagen for $8,000 then I put $2,000 into it and then I sold it for like 15
Yeah, 5.
so I made 5
Yeah.
so like if I would have rented a car it would have cost me like $5,000 like for that trip right so it's very like long way to go around it but like instead of spending I made right so we bought a car and then we drove and like my parents live about like 21 hours from where we like land where we had our business in BC so it's like a very long drive out to them and then like Stephanie's sister and all over the place and so we're like okay we're not going to drive next time because that took up a lot of time during our holiday and so this time we flew everywhere and then the last time I was there for 7 weeks I think it was too long and so this time I was there for 4 weeks then I came back and I was like oh I feel like I should have stayed longer especially just to see friends and family so maybe somewhere between like the 4 and 7 weeks would be good. Especially now that like
Oh, back then because you didn't have us, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially now that we have like you
Yeah.
and Kroy and stuff like that. So yeah, but like that all like takes time to like get people established and like working, you know, everything working the way you need it to. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably what I miss most is, you know, like when you just you meet somebody and you just like have history with them, or like, you know, you just like you don't have to like explain anything.
Yeah.
And so like I didn't actually hang out with like my best friend growing up when I was back in Canada. I guess just seeing your parents and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like my life sucks because I don't like. I feel like a lot of people have it way harder off. I've been through way worse things than I have. But it's hard. Like it's hard living far away from family. Like I wish all my family lived in Canada or all lived in Fiji, so I could just choose one. Because like right now I have a grandma here who's had a stroke, and you know she's 80 years old. Um, and has high blood pressure, and I have a grandma who's healthy in Canada, but she's 92 or 94 years old. You know, so it's like I leave one and I cry, I leave the other one and I cry. You know,
Yeah.
and so I'm like, I had a moment the other day, and I shouldn't say it, but like, I was like, man, I'm so envious of people who just get to have like all their family in the one town, or all
Yeah.
the family in the one country, because it'd be so easy. And so like I really enjoyed being around my in-laws too, which is pretty rare, or like can be not the truth for everybody. But like I'd like to be around them more too. But hopefully this. I always say like short-term pain for long-term gain, and hopefully that's what this is.
Question here: do you follow Dave Ramsey from Wame?
No, I don't, but I know kind of where he like what he would preach, I guess, because we used to teach at our church. I never attended it. It was a financial course that was made by Dave Ramsey. And so I think Dave says great things about personal finance, as far as like be debt free, you know, save. But I think I don't think that's the best way to approach business. I think using other in some sort of debt, whether that's time debt or resource debt or financial debt. Like if you can take out if you don't have the money, but you can go get a loan from the bank at 3% interest, but then you go and spend all that money on your business and you make back 10%. Well, you've won by like 7%, right? So like it's not bad to go into debt if you're in business, but Dave Ramsey would never preach like the debt is, or he never ever say that debt is a good thing. And so I think you kind of have to separate the two and take like the best from both. There's very, very wealthy people who've used none of their own money to get wealthy, and but there's also other people that have like saved really well and retired with a lot of money in the bank. And so, not like I think there's things to choose from like different people, and so I don't agree with everything Dave Ramsey says, but if you're in a lot of like personal debt, like for no reason and just like doing payments stuff like that, I think Dave Ramsey has some really good points to like help you get out of debt and puts a little bit of money in the bank. But I think business mindset would require a bit of a different thinking. Sorry, let me check our story on Facebook. Of course, not loading. Right, guys, I'm gonna pull this up. Give me 2 seconds. Man, the connection today is good though, eh?
Yeah.
Is it?
It wasn't like for the last couple of days.
Oh,
Yeah, for the phone. I don't know what's been happening
I
with
don't
the
think the
network.
story uploaded on Facebook.
No, I did.
Huh?
Did.
So, yeah, that's probably back to the other question. That's probably what I miss most about Canada. Product wise, or experience wise, maybe just like other than seeing people I know and have history with, probably just like camping, going fly fishing. I got to do a bunch of camping and fly fishing while I was there, so that was awesome. That definitely filled the tank a little bit.
Through the fish back.
Oh yeah, some of them. No, just like when I was fly fishing,
Mm.
because I was in a catch and release river only, so you're actually not allowed to
Ah.
keep the fish. But when we were up with my parents, like we kept everything. Then we did a
Tabu.
huge.
Huh?
No, fry. Fish
Fry.
Yeah. Deep fry.
What kind of fish do you catch up there?
There's a lot of bird, dude. Northern pike is what we were catching.
Oh, I have no idea what that is. Is it like freshwater?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they taste good. What would your advice be to anyone moving to Vanuatu with family to build a home and stay? Advice to, I guess, just like prepare yourself and come with a purpose. So prepare yourself for like what it is like to live on a. It's just I have a trouble like calling this like a remote island, but it is a remote island, I guess, in the world. Like if you're speaking of the world, but like be prepared for like island living. Like being inconvenienced by like things being out of stock, processes being slow because all the headquarters are in Suva or whatever that is, right? So just be prepared to either put in extra work and not complain about it, or wait and also not complain about it, because eventually like the complaining eats away at you, and like if you start losing thankfulness, you start getting very anxious and stressed. And so yeah, that would be my advice. How was my trip? I think I just talked about that. Good morning, Jonathan. What would be the best solution for you to combat the feeling of missing your LV? What is LV? Like your loved one?
Yeah, I think.
Or your love?
Love.
Oh. Oh, that's a very good question. I gotta cry.
Really?
No. I already had my cry.
Yeah, and did. You
I
told me.
just got home the other day, and then I was just like, got in my truck and started driving down the road. I just pulled over and just like
Had a good cry.
oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I think
Did you have the music on?
I did have a slow song on.
Yeah.
That was a mistake, wasn't
Dude, it always
It's
gets.
always James Bond.
That was me too last week. I had a good cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just.
Sometimes you just need to let it go. Yeah, in all honesty, yeah, like I don't know. I think it's just all the emotions just hit me. And I'm not like trying to say like I'm a very emotional person or like I cry all the time or like I'm really feeling sorry for myself or whatever. But yeah, I guess I was just like in my feels a bit. I really don't know how, but it must affect me that the kids aren't with me. And I think the kids aren't with Steph. I think the kids are not with Steph. They're with her parents for a couple of weeks because they haven't got much time with them over their lives, right? Like my parents come here and visit in Fiji, but like her parents haven't been here yet. They're coming, but yeah. So it's good for them to be with her parents, but I think like just being able to like call them and talk to them, or just knowing that they're with mom, maybe that like does something for me like subconsciously that like I don't know about.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I should talk about this, but I feel a lot of support from like everybody like who's asking questions, and everybody on Facebook and Instagram. Like I feel like I'm like encouraged, I guess, and it's definitely helped us get through. Like there's been negativity too, but like I don't really listen to any of the haters. But I think my thought actually, and then what made me break down yesterday was like I literally thought I'm like, how should I talk about it? But I literally thought I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
Mm.
Like, I'm in this place. Like, I left a place where, like, everybody loves me.
Mm.
And, like, nobody wishes bad on me.
Mm.
And I'm coming to a place where, like, I feel like very few people who personally know me or who
Know
are
you.
related to
Yeah.
me want the best for me.
For you.
Or want me to win.
Mm.
And, like, but the thing for me is, like, me winning is not, like, I can't win by myself.
Mm.
Like, this thing doesn't work unless, and it works right now because, like, we have your guys' support,
Mm.
right? And so, and the support from our employees and stuff like that.
Mm.
But, like, the people who are closest to me here, like, I feel like very little love from.
Mm.
And I think that's maybe why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because I was like, oh, the history that I have with my friends and, like, the love they have for me. But coming here, and the reason why I say, like, people who are Fijian, I'm not saying, like, Itoke Fijian. I'm just saying, like, you know, whether you're Indo-Fijian or Itoke, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, it's hard to get ahead because people, like, love, like, pulling you down,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm.
And it's discouraging, I guess, to, like, be in a place where you feel like you're always, like, always fighting for, like, something that should be good, you
Good.
know, for everybody.
Mm.
Because, like I said, like, it's very clear, like, I can't do this by myself. And so the thing is, like, if it doesn't work, like, we'll just have to do something else.
Mm.
But yeah, I was literally, like, I pulled over and I'm like, what the am I doing here in this place where, like, what did I say? Like, why? Yeah, I think, yeah. Why would I leave the place where, like,
You feel loved and
I feel
appreciated.
loved to come to a place where, like, I feel like those who should love me don't.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, I feel better about it today, but I think in the moment yesterday, it was like,
You had to.
and I think
You had to.
probably because, like, my loved ones weren't with me, like Stephanie
Steph
and
and
my
the kids. Yeah.
because, like, I know, and, like, for anybody who has kids, like, you know, you have, like, just a few years, like, I think, like, after, like, 10 years old or 12, whatever they say, like, up until that time, like, you're your kids' heroes. And so, like, I have 2 boys, and so, like, I am their idol, and I get to be Leafy's idol for probably another 5 years. He's 7 right now, right?
Yeah.
So he loves and adores me the most, right? Dad. And so I maybe, like, just not having them around makes me feel like, oh, like, all the love, like, there's no love here.
True.
Maybe, I don't know. This is getting weird.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's good. It's good. Thanks for sharing, man.
But
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe people can relate with that because,
Yeah.
like, in Fiji, it feels like, man, it's hard to get the people who you feel should support you to support you. Like, and so I think we can change that. I think we can all help. Like, I feel like we can help, and you guys can help us to show people that, like, you don't. If you want to do it, you can do it in Fiji. Like, you don't need. And that's what I keep saying. Like, whether people pull us down or whatever, like, it won't, like, affect us. Like, we'll just keep moving on. Like, if you want to be negative, be negative. But, like, this, like, doesn't involve you, and, like, this is not about me, and it's not about you. It's about, like, us, right? And I think the hard part is, like, feeling like the us part doesn't, like, want to help.
Yeah.
And so that's why social media has been fun, I think, because it's a bit of a distraction maybe from, like, reality even sometimes. But it's also, like, a place where, like, soon I can, like, come on here and be like, hey, look, we have this business and we need $50,000 and somebody to come on board and join us, you know, for this venture. And we'll get the support, and we won't have to, you know, like, ask the haters, I guess. In the end, because I think that's a hard part for everybody in Fiji. I feel like so many people can relate, only because I hear it from so many people. They're like crabs in a bucket, you know, like, as soon as, like, one starts crawling up, like, they grab it and just pull it down again, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so I think because maybe, at least, and I can only speak about, like, the Itoke side of culture, and maybe somebody can give us some more insight on the on the Indo-Fijian side, but like I don't know if it benefited community very much in the past for to have somebody like excel.
Hmm.
I think like having the chiefly system
Hmm.
and respecting him and and everything relating back to that form of like top down rule,
Hmm.
like it wouldn't make sense for somebody in the community to like rise up,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And so maybe that's like a generational thing.
Hmm.
Like it's not normal and it's not encouraged because like it doesn't benefit the community.
Hmm.
But like I'm just like, dang it, people, like can't you see
Hmm.
like I'm not, like whenever there's something with the Vanua, I've talked about this before, but like
Hmm.
whenever you do anything with the Vanua with the land, like this always seems to be problems,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And it's like, look, this like my Matangali has like 3,000 some acres, right? I'm
Hmm.
leasing about 200,
Hmm.
and it's like I'm not taking away, like I'm not. This is only a lease, also. Like
Hmm.
eventually this goes back.
Yeah.
Like if I die, like
Hmm.
this goes back to here,
Yeah.
you know.
Hmm.
Um, and so like I don't own it, and I never say like I own it,
Hmm.
but like this is not me taking away. Like this is only me just using a resource and stewarding it well for like a very short period of
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
When I was born, the land is here. When
Hmm.
I died, the land is still here, right?
Hmm.
And we always say that in
Hmm.
like that's a common thing in Fijian culture, right? Like the land was still here when you were born. When you die,
Yeah.
it's still here.
Hmm.
And so I'm just trying to do a good job. And so for people to like be like feel like, oh, you're taking away from us, it's like, there's like 3,000 acres,
Hmm.
and like if you want to do something with the land, like I'll sign it. I'll
Hmm.
sign the document, right? You
Hmm.
have my signature.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think there's a battle with like the old traditions
Yeah.
that it's hard for, like,
To see somebody grow.
to see somebody like do something that's not normal, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's taking lots of land,
True.
like,
True.
oh, this is something's going on.
True.
He's like, he's not abiding by like the system that's worked for us for 1,000 years, and even if you're not saying that, like I think it's just built into our mindset,
Into the minds.
right?
True. Hmm.
Like why would he need 100 acres?
Hmm.
Nobody's done that before.
Hmm.
That's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even know where that came
Yeah.
from. What did I answer this question? What would be the best solution for you to combat the feeling of missing your loved ones? I don't think I actually answered the question, did I?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. What's the solution?
What's the solution?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do not listen to James Blunt. Most people hate James Blunt voice. I don't mind it. I got used to it.
I hated the day he sang with
Oh,
who's the guy? Who's
on
the
the
guy?
American
Hawaiian
Idol?
guy? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like tripping out. He looked like
It's
he was
like-
on Molly or something. He was all like shaking and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
weird.
I was like, bro, I know it's your song, but you just ruined it. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
ruined it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So don't listen to James Blunt. That doesn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like having something to do. Like today, we were very busy,
Mm.
or not very busy, but like we were doing stuff, and so that would help. Every time I open my phone, I'd be like, ah.
Hey, keep your mind busy.
Yeah, but I also have this as my background on my phone right now.
Good.
I think I should probably just change that up.
Wait, who took that picture? Did you take
I
it
took
with
it
it?
with the new
Ah.
camera, which I'm about to show.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Let's
Can
show
you tell it's
everybody
different?
later. Yeah, it did.
Yeah?
I see the eyes, and I was like, this is the camera for sure. Dude.
So we'll talk about that in
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
seconds here. But for me, like, I don't know. What I did last night was I'm such a pansy. I journaled.
Mm.
That's just I guess that's what I default to because that's like part of my routine.
Mm.
So I was just like, you know what, I need, and I guess like you guys partially inspire that too, like who's ever behind, who's ever still watching, is like, I'm like, I need to create some like more valuable content. So I'm gonna write down some of like the lessons that I feel like I could pass on, like as a dad or as a Christian father. And so I was like, I'm just gonna like use the next like 2 weeks to just like do some hardcore journaling, like have some like things to teach.
Mm.
And like do it on video maybe. I don't know if it'll ever come out,
Mm.
but and then journaling and just reading my Bible. And so
Mm.
I want to get back into a routine, and so yeah. So this morning I woke up at 4:30 and I just read my Bible for like an hour and a half, and so that's and I like doing like a deep dive, and so that like helps me pass the time, I guess.
Mm.
And so yeah, I think reading my Bible and journaling is like what
Mm.
I default to. So maybe that's reading for you or something, or yeah, finding a book that you might like. But
Mm.
that's that's my nerdy advice. Also, going for a run. I went for a run, and whenever I run or whenever I go fishing or play rugby, those are the three things where I don't know why, but when I'm doing them, I don't think about anything else.
Mm.
So like on my run, I just like about anything. I'm just like
Mm.
in a nothing box,
Mm.
just like struggling.
Mm.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah. How beautiful is Sabu? What would you rate the outdoors beach out of 10? Okay, how beautiful is Sabu? I'd say out of all of the towns in Fiji, like as far as like a town, like not like a tourist trap, right?
Mm.
Like you have places like Denarau, which
Mm.
don't get me wrong, you say tourist trap, but like I would choose to vacation there if I could because we live in the sticks here.
Mm.
And so I like going to Denarau. Like I like going to the tourist traps. It's fun,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
people
yeah,
is. I
yeah.
love people watching like different kinds of
Yeah.
food. Like sometimes you get sick of chicken chips and curry and chicken
Mm.
chips curry, chicken
Mm.
chips curry. Right? It's like, give me something else. Um, but Sabu Sabu as like comparing it to other towns in Fiji, it'd have to be the most beautiful, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
Like, I mean, it's not like Venice. I mean, like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't get us wrong. We're not saying it's like Budapest or something. All kinds of people going to Budapest. Just. Um, but it's the cleanest, I think. Now,
Yeah,
people pointed out to me, it's very,
yeah,
very clean.
yeah. Uh,
Um, and the water just outside, like the town is right on the water, and the water is just aqua blue.
mm.
Like it's so pretty. Um, I know with Noe
No,
being
we
there
there.
and
Ooh,
everything,
it's
like
gonna be a
even
change.
Coppershed, like you can go even sit at Coppershed. You
Mm.
just walk over there, you just like throw some bread in the water. It's just like all these crazy tropical fish, right?
Mm.
That come and like eat the bread. It's like it's really breathtaking.
Mm.
Um, the beach though, I would not rate it very highly. Like if you're talking to
Probably the other side, of course, on the beaches
yeah,
there.
you'd have to go past the airport down
Mm.
that way to
Mm.
find white sandy beaches.
Mm.
Savasi side. Um, but in town, like I guess you can go past the jetty and see the
Gusto.
beach there, like towards Cousteau,
Mm.
and that's kind of like pebbly, kind of sandy beach.
Yeah.
So it's not great, but if you
Mm.
want to get in the water, but like the
Mm.
beach in Sabu, 3 out of 10.
Mm.
If you go past the airport like 15 minutes, it's probably like 6 or 7 out of 10.
Mm.
But if you want to get really good beaches in Fiji, go to one of the outer islands.
Mm.
Go to like Nukumbati, like that is like unreal. Like, cause the
Yeah.
beach is like it's no like sharp corals,
Yeah.
and it just like goes down like
It's so
just
good.
like it's flat, and then it
Mm.
just goes down slowly.
Yeah.
And some of the other bigger like in the Asawas and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like if you want really white sandy, like the things you see on the pictures and all the brochures, that's what you want to do. So
Got a few comments here
yeah,
from Scott Sudano. You can see the father heart of God in your talk. It makes me respect you in that alone. Blessings from Lutoka.
who's that?
Scott.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. I'm figuring it out, man. I
Mm.
don't know. I don't have everything together, but
Yeah.
figuring it out.
From BW, been following your family journey on social media from Alberta, Canada. Keep doing
Cool.
what you are doing. Keep.
Like it's like comments like that that are
Mm.
because I know there's a lot of people watching us there's people watch us like seeing one waiting for us to fail, and there's people watching, watching our story and being like inspired because
Mm.
I personally know people who moved here and they say it's because of
Us.
like watching our stuff or like
Mm.
I guess there's like some thing that we've done that like makes the other people feel like I could do it too, and that's what I want people to feel, and so that's encouraging. Thank you for that.
Normally, Jonathan gives advice on a nerd-to-know basis. Paying
Yeah.
fish. Does South Savu ever get sunny? Never was when I was there. South Savu has good food, but I think Lambasa is more interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rate Lambasa probably as more interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, like from like an adventurous point of view. So I always say like Fiji's not a place for people who want the all-inclusive resort. You gotta have a little bit of adventure in you to
Yeah.
like figure out like
Get
even
out
if you
there.
want to get to Lambasa, like you could take the flight, you know.
Mm.
But if you like don't want to fly, it's like, hey, where's the boat office? Okay, when I go to the boat, okay, the bus, what time does it come? And then the bus, does it get me all the way to Lambasa? Like, it's definitely an adventure. And I think Lambasa is more interesting than Sabsawu, but Sabsawu is just more picturesque, probably.
Yeah.
But yes, yes, it definitely is sunny there sometimes. Like the majority of the time, I think. It's too bad that you went there like both times, or a few times, and it wasn't.
Normally, speaking of sunny, it's going to be 35 Celsius in Canada. Where you guys staying?
Kelowna?
Kelowna.
Yeah.
Kelowna. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Kelowna.
Yeah,
How you
it's hotter
pronounce it?
there than it is here
Kelowna.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I came to Fiji, it was like cool because we
So
were
when it's hot there, it's like hot, like dry.
dry hot though. Yeah, so it's not as hot. It's like when it's humid hot here.
Mm.
Yeah, but like temperature wise, it's hotter there right now.
Mm.
But like during the day in Kelowna right now, it would have been hotter than it was today. But today was also not very sunny, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Steph's still in Kelowna, so she's gonna burn up. Actually, the house she's staying in right now, the air conditioning's not working.
Oh.
And houses in Canada, like you have to understand, they're like totally insulated. Like you can't. Actually, houses in Canada now I found out from a friend who works on new developments. Every house, at least in BC now, has to be pressure tested. So there's this. They close all the windows, they close the doors, and they actually force air into the house, and they test. It's like a leak down test, and so they see how much pressure the house loses over a certain amount of time. And if it loses too much pressure, it like fails the test. And so Stephanie's in a house that's very well sealed, in a hot place with no air conditioning. So she's like, I can't sleep. I'm like scorching right now. She's watching the live. Then. The Wi-Fi's working. Jeepers. No support for my loved ones. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man! Hey, did you see the selected teams? The teams of like
Oh.
Fiji?
Yes.
Bro, I can't believe Seta Tamanivalu didn't make it. Ben Walla didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
Who else? Bati too.
He didn't get it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't.
Oh, interesting.
Mm.
But Mangala made it in, right?
Mangala made it. Yeah.
I guess he scored a couple times there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey. Come on, man. One more
He
little,
got
man.
a lot of top people, you know,
Oh.
from the top.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
You're putting it down, and I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Norm,
Oh,
you don't need any comments.
yeah.
Norm,
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and Jose Watamani didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the story with him?
I don't know. Yeah, he didn't make it. He didn't make it too. So.
Yeah. I mean, really, all that matters is that our boy Wendingolo made it on Chuta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm so happy that Rahutamanda made it in. I mean, it was pretty clear he's been such an outstanding performer.
Uh-huh.
But it's man, I think guys like him bring such a viral energy to the team and to the fans. He's got the dreads, you know, and like the hair. When he runs, he smiles and he just does these dives.
Who's this?
Rahutamanda.
Celestino is his name.
Yeah, Celestino.
Celestino.
Yeah.
Celestino.
I think he's just like, if you're gonna market Fiji rugby, you just deal with that guy.
That guy.
Yeah. Because like he's just like I saw a clip from Fiji Rugby today that they released of like the highlights of like Tonga and Samoa and their matches, and like the one shot of him like running out the sideline is like, it's just like so happy, man. It's just like, oh, like that is like the feeling of when you see kids like on the beach in remote islands playing rugby, right? The smile and like what I feel like when I used to play rugby is like that happiness, right? And I just feel like he's just such the whole package, and he's an unreal player, you know, like, so definitely market him a lot, I think. like
Did you watch the game? The last game?
against Japan.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And the games this week.
Against
France.
France, right?
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
So I mean, the craziest thing is like not the craziest thing, but like everybody has to remember, like, and it's pretty unreal. Like we've won 3 games in a row now.
Mm.
That's like, I don't know when the last time that we won 3 in a row
Sure.
was. I mean, like you can say like we didn't play top teams, but like we played Japan, and like you can't make excuses for them. Like they have some really good players. So I think it'll be very, very good for Fiji to play France, but man, they have some very good centers. They have some. Their halfback is unreal. They're number 10. Like they say, the centers. That'll be a very good game. I think these games are gonna be really instrumental in helping us in the World Cup. So yeah, like there was a guy here that I never even heard of.
Yeah, he made it. The new guy.
Yeah, Zuriel. Tongyatama. Oh,
I've never
who is
heard
this
of him.
guy?
I've never heard of him.
What?
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. Really? Okay, guys. Because we gotta answer this right now. Because nobody knows where this guy's from. Oh, okay. He played for the Nrua? Like, Fiji Nrua hooker. Oh, so he's a hooker. Wow. That's so weird, like how multiple people that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, it's great, like, good team, but like, who's the Zuriel guy? I'm like, I don't know, actually. Very interesting. Well, all the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any questions out there?
No other questions.
Okay.
So before we go, we gotta show you guys some.
Yeah. Talk about
Talking about like
investing.
Investing. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we're the right page, man.
Yeah, we're. We're doing
Talking about self-investment. This
Oily.
is one of the new.
Yeah. So we are going to be launching a new division of the Waka business, I guess, the Waka brand, and so we will be editing and producing short form and long form content for people. So if you're a business owner and you see the value in like creating a social media platform and doing short form videos or YouTube videos or whatever like that, like we're going to be offering those services. And so yeah, like we're going to be doing a lot in the media side. And so we'll also be doing a lot of photography and videography for people in Fiji. And so part of that investment was this bad boy, Sony A7R3. You see it? And then
Yep.
like it feels like a million lenses. So if you need like sports shots or like whatever, we got the long range stuff, we got the prime lenses so that we can do your weddings and your videography for your weddings and funerals and all that stuff. I don't think we're gonna get into the live game because I don't know yet. I just like the live is so hit and miss in Fiji. And so yeah, so with that we also got this bad boy which unfolds. You guys have probably seen this before. It's a gimbal. So this is a DJI Ronin RSC2 Pro, and so still got the sticker on here. So she's fresh and she's ready to go, ready to make commercials or yeah. I feel like this is something that we align on with, especially with Tui, and so we want to start this business with him. And yeah, I really feel like we can do production at a level that hasn't been experienced in Fiji and really put out some quality stuff. And yeah, we have the ability to attract the right talent, and so yeah, I'm excited to start the media side of this business. And so yeah, if you guys or anybody that you know is going to be having weddings or or functions, birthdays, funerals, whatever celebrations, corporate events that you want filmed or photographed, just let us know. We'll have all the pricing and everything coming to you guys soon, but we felt like this was a very natural direction for us to take with the business, because we already do a lot of production stuff and we have TUI, and we're willing to build a big team around this business, and so we feel like there's a big gap in the market for like really quality content, and we want to offer that to you guys. So if you guys need any of that stuff, let us know. In the meantime, it's been a joy to do this on the mat again with you guys. I've really had a lot of fun. Thank you for distracting me from my heartbrokenness. No, I'll be fine. But this is On the Mat. My name is Jonathan. You guys can catch us back here on Friday at 4:30 p.m. In the meantime, I think it's dal for dinner. So catch you guys later. Peace. Appreciate you guys.